Hello guys, welcome back again. So in this video I will try to do the implementation I talked about in the last video. So what we said is we will be adding some AJAX and doing some stuff. So first of all, what we will need to do is to add under the static folder. We added a folder which is I named API, so you can name it whatever. I name it API here, and don't forget to add it here in the configuration, Spring configuration, Spring config, MVC config. Sorry. So I added it here. So we can so here we will have our AJAX file, and here we added this too, so you have it read, and we will create just a simple example, just a simple template example that has just one div, and we see how we're going to achieve the idea I talked about. If we click here, we can just show render this sample example here, just a sample, just us. So we want just to try to start sample. And how we're gonna do this is by creating another. So we need a file here, JavaScript file, other JavaScript. So JavaScript first file. So and we will name it AJAX fetch, for example, .js, and this is it. And before doing started the application, so we need to render this this content here, this sample content here, this sample HTML view, if so to speak, here somewhere here, just. But when we click on a link, for example, so we will be doing this. For example, will be our add products. Let's imagine will be our add product. If we click on add product, the form of adding the products must appear here. So we're not gonna do this now. We will just try and click click this page here, and we show our sample view. So that's it. So we need to go back here, and we need where is it? So that's it. This is our page, the first one. So what we do is simple JavaScript, and we create an onClick method events. It's just a sample onClick events, and we pass an event there, and we go to AJAX and function, and onClick events, and it's events prevent default, just a good practice. So sometimes you need to prevent the default, and then fire AJAX, for example, fire AJAX function, and we need this fire AJAX here. to define this file AJAX. What I will be using here is jQuery AJAX. So I already created it, so I don't have to remember the syntax. So this is it. Let's delete this. So AJAX takes a function, takes a few parameters from it, the type of the method. We have it gets, we don't need this, it's not a multiple file, and URL, we will be sending this request. We have no data to send, and we can content type, we can even anyway, let's just keep them. And we have a success function and error function or failure function. So this is our AJAX here, and this method will be fired when we click on when we click on this link, and this method itself will call this method, which will send and get request, and with the URL fetch example. So that's it. And we need to create a controller so we can handle the get request. Sorry, where is the controller? For example, we need to create a sample controller. Show example, for example. Show example. And we take this with controller. And it will be a get mapping, and we'll be using something else, another format, request mapping. This is value, and we put our value here, and request method dots, it's gets, and see if we have this wrong. And what we need here is something that's called a request response body, because we need to return an information, not a view itself. So we need to actually return an HTML page, the actual HTML page, not the name or some data. So it's gonna be public, and model. We'll be using this model and view. So model and view, return example view, and it takes nothing. And if just to demonstrate that even here we can still use some Thymeleaf syntax, because this will be inserted inside here, and the Thymeleaf will be resolved when we insert it here, because we are using here a Thymeleaf tag, so we won't have any problem. And let's just create model and view, and instant model and view mv new new model and view, and env add set. Now we need to set the view name, which is example without HTML, and we need, because inside the example we have a variable here we want to display when rendering, so we need this env dots add object, and we have it here named var, so we can keep the same name, and let's for example Halim, pass it a value of Halim, and return this env. And what else we need? We need this URL here, so this is the same. Why this doesn't work? Request doesn't. Let's keep it just like this. What its name? Request mapping, request method, but it doesn't want to. Just keep it. Just get mapping. Gets. So we've done with this, and here we send the requests for this page, this view, so we can relaunch and see what will happen. As this starting, so this is wrapper. Looking for something, page content. So this here we want where we want to insert our template here, example template. Let's pull up to see if any error while submitting doing AJAX. So if we click here, anchor handle is not defined, so it's look for the, and it's not defined. I know why, because we didn't include the GS here, and we need to do script JavaScript source, and it's API dot slash what AJAX fetch dot js AJAX fetch dot js, and relaunch. So let's see now. Clear the console. It's a get, it generates an error. So the error I guess was caused because we used just request mapping, but we need to specify this, and this is I guess it's practically equivalent to request mapping, get mapping, but I don't know. This must work on the other not. I don't know why. So let's try. see if it gets us an internal error or not. It's still example. Here is the error. Example. That's so it was complaining about the gave the wrong name here. So if this work, we need to be nothing. If we click, nothing appear. So it's basically we send the request and we handle it, and we don't see anything here, any change, just because we didn't. The request was successful and we did hear nothing. So in order to do something there to show our created div here where we will be inserting our template, and so on success, what we will do is some little bit of jQuery, insert append data, because when supposedly the data is what this control sends back, return. So this is the data. The data must be this template and with this variable. So this is the idea, and we hit relaunch again. So what we did here is just a simple jQuery. So we look for the elements, the div with the insert, and we append inside it this. So this is the idea behind it. And we refresh, and we see if we see anything. We see it is we got it. We append it here, but doesn't matter. It's the wrong place, but we can resolve that. So we don't. You can see we don't navigate to another page to get this. See, you see, we add this dynamically. But the problem is, you see, we keep adding and adding and adding. What if we have, for example, here add product form, and we want to move to list of product? So we need to remove that and replace it with the list of product. So how we're gonna do this? Before inserting, we will empty that insert. We will empty this element, empty it's called, and so each time we want to insert something, we remove the older thing that was there. So we can if we had the add product and we clicked here, we remove the add product and append and render the list of products, so on. And let's get rid of this. Everything work now. So here is it. So we clicked, we append this, we clicked, append, we clicked, we actually append. And if you inspect this, so basically this is the same thing we have here in the example. So this is the same thing, and even this variable here, we can see it's rendered correctly because we bound this type variable to my name here, heading. So that's it for now. In the next video we will be using the same principle to display, render to our page a list of products and add products.